Welcome to English listening practice lesson. Today we will practice English together about topic a boy named Rohan at a slow speed to improve your listening and speaking skills. Pay attention and listen carefully. The glow from the phone screen was a familiar, comforting light for a boy named Rohan. He was 12 and his phone felt like a part of him. He carried it everywhere, even to the bathroom. He ate with it, watched videos on it, and scrolled through endless games and apps. His parents, initially happy that he was quietly occupied, started to worry. Rohan's day began not with the sun but with the buzzing of his phone alarm. He didn't even need to open his eyes fully to swipe it off. Then, still in bed, he'd open a game. The bright colors and exciting sounds pulled him in. Time melted away. His mom would call him for breakfast and he'd groan. Just 5 more minutes, mom. 5 minutes often turned into 20. He'd finally drag himself to the table, still holding his phone, one hand on his toes, the other sweeping. His parents would sigh. School was a challenge. Rohan found it hard to focus. His mind would wander, thinking about the new level he could reach in his game or the funny videos his friends had shared. During class, he would sneak glances at his phone under the desk just for a quick pic. Sometimes his teacher, Mrs. Sharma, would catch him. Rohan, put that away, she'd say, her voice firm but kind. Rohan would nod, pretend to put it away, and then 5 minutes later, his fingers would itch to pick it up again. His grades started to slip. Maths, which he used to love, became confusing. He missed important instructions in English. Science experiments felt boring compared to the virtual worlds he explored on his screen. His parents got calls from school. They had meetings with Mrs. Sharma. Rohan felt a little sad about his bad grades, but the pull of his phone was stronger. Even after school, the phone was his constant companion. He used to play cricket with his friends in the park. Now, the park felt far away. His friends would call him, but he'd say he was busy. He wasn't really busy, he was just glued to his screen. He'd sit on the sofa, sunlight streaming through the window, but he wouldn't notice. He wouldn't hear the birds singing outside, he only heard the sounds from his phone. His parents tried to talk to him. Rohan, why don't you go outside? His dad would ask. You used to love playing in the garden. Rohan, would you shrug? It's boring. He'd mumble, his eyes still fixed on the screen. His mom tried to set rules. No phone during dinner, she'd say. For a few days, Rohan would try. But then a notification would pop up and his hand would instinctively reach for it. The biggest problem was sleep. Rohan would stay up late, hours past his bedtime, playing games or watching videos. He'd hide under his blanket, the fan glow of his phone a secret. He was always tired in the morning, his eyes felt heavy. He'd yawn in class, sometimes he'd even fall asleep during a lesson. His parents would find him still awake at midnight, his phone clutched in his hand. They would get angry. Rohan would feel bad for a little while, but then the urge to check his phone would return. One evening, something happened that made Rohan think. His grandparents came to visit. They lived far away and Rohan hadn't seen them in a long time. His grandma, a sweet lady with a warm smile, wanted to tell him a story. She sat him down on the rug, ready to begin. But Rohan, without thinking, pulled out his phone. He started scrolling. His grandma looked at him, her smile fading a little. Rohan, she said softly, "Are you listening?" Rohan looked up, startled. He saw the hurt in her eyes. He quickly put his phone down. He felt a pang of guilt. He had missed the first part of her story. He had missed her kind gaze. Another incident happened a week later. Rohan's little sister Sia, who was 4, wanted him to build a tower with her blocks. Rohan loved Sia. He used to spend hours playing with her, but now he was on his phone. "Not now, Sia," he said, his eyes on the screen. Sia's lip trembled. She walked away, her little shoulders dropping. Rohan heard her quiet sobs from her room. He felt a sharp twist in his stomach. He remembered how happy Sia would be when he played with her. He missed her laughter. These small moments, like tiny cracks in a wall, started to make Rohan see. He wasn't truly happy, he was just busy. He wasn't really connecting with his friends, he was just liking their posts. He wasn't learning new things, he was just consuming information. He realized he felt lonely, even with his phone in his hand. One Saturday morning, Rohan woke up, and for the first time in a long time, he didn't reach for his phone immediately. He looked out the window, the sun was bright, he heard birds chirping. He saw a butterfly fluttering in the garden. He took a deep breath. It felt different, it felt quiet. He went downstairs. His mom was making pancakes. "Good morning, sleepyhead," she said, smiling. "Ready for breakfast?" Rohan nodded. He sat down at the table. His phone was on the counter, buzzing with notifications, but he didn't pick it up. He ate his pancakes, really tasting them. He talked to his mom about school. He looked at his dad, who was reading the newspaper. It felt good. That day, Rohan decided to make a change. It wasn't easy. It was like breaking a habit, like stopping to bite your nails. He told his parents, "I want to use my phone less." His parents were surprised and then very happy. They started small. No phone during meals, no phone an hour before bed. Rohan put his phone in another room at night. It was hard, his fingers still itched. He felt restless, he would sometimes sneak a look. But then he'd remember his grandma's sad eyes or Sia's quiet sobs. He started playing cricket again. At first, he was rusty, he missed some catches, but his friends didn't mind. They were just happy he was there. He felt the wind on his face, the sun on his skin. He heard the shouts and laughter of his friends. It felt real, it felt good. He started reading books again. He discovered stories that pulled him into new worlds. Worlds that were much richer and more exciting than any game. He helped Sia build tall towers. He saw her face light up with joy. He started talking more to his parents. He told them about his day, about his thoughts. They listened, they smiled. His grades slowly started to improve. He paid attention in class. He understood things better. Mrs. Sharma even complimented him. "Rohan, you've been doing wonderfully," she said. He felt a blush of pride. Rohan still used his phone. It was impossible not to. He used it to talk to his friends, to do homework, to watch a movie sometimes. But now he was in control. The phone was a tool, not a master. He decided when to use it and for how long. He learned to put it down, he learned to look up, he learned to see the world around him. The glow from the phone screen no longer held him captive. The real world, with its sunshine, its laughter, its challenges, and its quiet moments, shone much brighter. Rohan had found his way back, not just to himself, but to the world he had almost lost. He was 12 and he was finally free.